What's going on, everybody? I'm going to be doing a video on the One Harmony ecosystem and how to go about bridging and finding some yield farming opportunities. So let's get started. First things first, I do want to talk about the AVAX ecosystem, which I mentioned about 4 months ago. I found our members some amazing opportunities for the passive and yield farming strategies back when we did a video in August. You could find all the updates here in the farming, staking, and lending channel. If you go all the way back into the month of August, I posted some opportunities for the Joe token, some opportunities for Yak and AVAX pools. I had entered some Yak and AVAX pools. And let me see here. I'd also mentioned opportunities for Pangolin and Benki. So I think a lot of those paid off really well for the Advantage members, whoever got into those trades. And it was really a quick flip. And then more importantly, after we actually took some opportunities within those plays, we were also rewarded for yield farming and using the AVAX system, the ecosystem, with a free airdrop, right? A lot of us who experimented with the AVAX ecosystem got this great bridging airdrop, which is the GB token. And that was about $2,000 worth back then. Okay, so we're going to try something similar with the One Harmony ecosystem, which is just experimenting and seeing what's out there. And I'm going to show you all exactly what I found out and what I'm doing as of right now. So let's get started with One Harmony. First things first, what you need to do is you need to go to bridge.harmony.one, and you can basically move some tokens here from the Ethereum network to the One Harmony network. And the way I did it is once you have your MetaMask wallet, right, you're on the Ethereum network, it will ask you to add the Harmony mainnet network. Okay. And once you do that, you can go on the Ethereum network and you can find ETH. So if you have ETH in your wallet, in your MetaMask wallet, you can basically use that Ethereum and try to start the bridging process to get the one token. Okay. But what happens is in this bridging process, you will actually not get one token. Okay. You will actually go from ETH to a wrapped Ethereum token in the One Harmony network. So all I do here is I can say, I want to bridge 0.03. Okay. And I just say, use my MetaMask address, because what you're really doing is One Harmony is still a ERC20 Ethereum EVM compatible network. It's basically like a compatible ecosystem with Ethereum. So luckily, we use the same MetaMask address, this address right here, with the Harmony mainnet as well. So that's the great thing. You can hit use MetaMask address and you can bridge over this Ethereum amount to your address for your MetaMask. Okay. Once you've done that, you hit continue. The entire process will be done. All right. And then over here, what will happen is you will see some Ethereum tokens show up. Now, what happened with me when I was experimenting is my Ethereum tokens did not show up for a while. So I went to the need help tab up here and I said bridge success, but tokens were not in wallet. What really happens is it takes a little while for your tokens to be displayed. Okay, so it took me maybe like 30, 45 minutes, but then finally the tokens were visible. And then I was on my way to experimenting with the One Harmony network. Now, remember, like I said, once you move over your ETH to the One Harmony network, what happens is you don't get the One Harmony tokens yet. You actually just get wrapped Ethereum. But it's just ETH. It's not WETH. So what I do after that is you can go to Sushi Swap, all right, and you can move your ETH, okay? So what you could do is here, you can change the network from Ethereum to Harmony, because remember, your ETH will now be on the Harmony network. So you can go to your ETH right here, like I will see right here, right? You may have some balance of your ETH once you do that bridging process, and then you can move that into the one token. Okay, so then you have the opportunity to swap your Ethereum that you just bridged from the Ethereum network to the one network, and now you switch that ETH to one. Now, the problem that I encountered was when you don't have any One Harmony tokens in your wallet, you are not able to do a transaction successfully. So what you'll need probably is either me or someone else to send you a couple of one tokens. And I really don't mind. If you have any trouble, just send me your address for your MetaMask and I will send you some of these one tokens. Okay, they're only like 30 cents. So I really don't mind. And the transactions are extremely cheap and they're extremely fast. So once you get your one tokens, then you're on your way. So what's next? Well, there's different opportunities. All right. The first and most, I would say, popular opportunity that people are having is yield farming. So if you go to DeFi Llama, right, this is where you see statistics regarding what's happening with the yield farming and TVL space. You can click Harmony right here, and you can see One Harmony now has $1 billion locked in TVL. Okay, that's a lot of money. A lot of that TVL sits on DeFi kingdoms, which I will talk about in a second. And then you have these other areas where you can yield farm, which is multi-chain, Sushi Swap, Tranquil Finance, Viper Swap, Euphoria, etc. So there's a lot of these, and I'll talk about a few of these in a minute. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of people are really chasing these juicy APYs in these newer ecosystems. And it makes sense because they're paying a lot of good money. So let me give you the first experiment with Sushi Swap. So once you have your One Harmony tokens, okay, then you are able to use your One Harmony tokens for transactions. You can exchange your One Harmony tokens to really anything else. Right? There's a whole host of assets that you could change to. You could change it to UST, which is the Terra USD, the Terra US dollar. You can go to farming strategies right here. Remember, this is the One Harmony network. These are all the farming opportunities that are there. You can make a ton of passive income on these strategies. Remember, by the way, I have not tested all of these. Some of them have low TVL. Some of them are extremely risky. You may get rugged. You need to do your own research on these. I will tell you guys what I've specifically done and some of the money that I've put forth in some of these farms, okay? So you can see the APRs are extremely high, right? So you're gonna get paid a lot of money just for parking your money in some of this stuff, okay? Now remember, these farming opportunities, when you have these pools, you have to have the equivalent of both these assets, meaning here it's Ethereum and Frax. Here it's the USDC stablecoin, and then the one token. Here it's what I don't know, is this Beefy Finance, and then the one token. Here it's UST, which is the Terra US dollar, and then Ethereum. So you can see a lot of these have a lot of good annualized returns, and it says how much sushi you can get rewarded potentially in one day. All right. Now let's move on, right? You have a Viper Swap, which is actually where I've experimented. So what I did was, again, you go from your one token, right? And you can exchange that for anything. You can do Viper. Okay, so let's just say I do 2 Viper Swap or 2 one tokens for Viper. I can do a swap real quick. All right, so I can do a quick swap like that. And the transactions are relatively fast, okay? So you could see for two of the one tokens that I'll be exchanging, my estimated gas fee is 0.0049. That's probably a couple of pennies, if not less than a penny. So I just hit confirm. Okay. Close this. And it's relatively fast. You can see the swap is basically already done, right? I swapped two one tokens for 0.497 Viper tokens. Okay, so now I have some Viper as well. Then what I've also done is I can also do this one token for UST. Okay, so let's just do another two, right? Just for fun. So we're going to do a confirm swap. Once again, real quick, very cheap gas fees, as you can see. And it's a relatively fast network. I've been playing with this One Harmony ecosystem since yesterday. And honestly, you know, it's really, really fast and really cheap. Okay. So now I've done two swaps, right? I did the Viper swap and the UST. Now, why did I do that? Well, because I found a very unique opportunity for one of the pools. There's a ton of the different pools that you can sign up for under the staking category right here, right? There's this MAI Viper. So again, you would have to then have MAI tokens and Viper. I did Viper and UST. Okay. So I have already submitted some Viper and UST earlier, but I'm going to do more for the purposes of this video. So the Viper and UST that I just exchanged from the one token, you could see, right? I'm going to deposit some more. And this has a APR of 2,624%. Remember, the total deposited value is very low. So if someone decides to pull a huge amount of money out of this pool, well, I might lose a lot of my money, right? That impermanent loss strategy may not necessarily work too well here. Okay. So you got to be very careful when you do put money in these things. Just know that they could be highly risky and someone could pull all this liquidity and then you're basically stuck until someone refills that liquidity, or you might just lose all your money. So be very careful. So we're going to experiment and hit deposit. You can see right here, you can do deposit UST. Let me see here. Actually, let me do this first. First, we got to go to the pool. Okay. So you got to do add liquidity first. Okay. So once you add liquidity, you say, all right, well, let me add the Viper token plus the UST token. All right. And it already shows my position, as you could see. All right. So we're going to do the max of both of these. Okay. So it's only, you know, maybe less than a couple of dollars. And then I hit supply. Okay. So once I hit supply, I hit confirm supply. All right. Once again, it's asking me to confirm. All right. So I confirm. Okay. So the transaction is pending and we wait a couple of seconds. So here's my UST that I parked yesterday, the UST Viper. Again, I was just experimenting. So it's done, right? Now I've added to that existing position that I had. Now what I do is, if you go to the pool right here, you do add liquidity. Whoops. Where did I go earlier? Deposit. Okay. So now we deposit our Venom LP tokens. So we have these, right? I have a couple of hundred of these. Okay. So I can just hit approve and confirm. And it barely takes any amount of very little of the one token for the transaction fee. And the process is done. Okay. So it's depositing now. So it's done depositing the liquidity. and boom. So now I've deposited my liquidity here, 324. Okay. So you could see I will now start earning the Viper. All right. Now, some of these things you got to be careful about because you may have to stake your tokens for a couple of days. So the withdrawal process, they may not allow you to withdraw right away. So that's something that you got to be cautious about. All right. So we've done this. Now, the other thing that I did is just to test out what this other thing is, which is euphoria.money. Okay. So even over here, right, I wanted to test out what the heck this WAGMI staking process is. So you can go here, swap, you can do the one token, right? And you can swap that into the WAGMI token, right? So you can do a quick swap to One Harmony tokens. You can do a quick swap, hit confirm. Okay. So once you do that, all right, and that process is going to take a second. All right, you can go to the euphoria.money, all right, website right there. You can hit stake. So whatever tokens that you have, all right, whenever that gets done, all right, so that swap is done. So let me refresh this page. So you can see now I can stake some of those tokens, right, that I just swapped. And once I stake it, all I did was I staked. All right, once again, that's going to take a second. And then I hit confirm. Okay. Once I did that, we can wait for the pending transaction. Okay. Your balance has been updated. So then I go over here, right? What that did was when I staked it, the WAGMI token became the SWAGMI. All right. You can see one SWAGMI equals 0.2592 WAGMI. Okay. So what now I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap that token into this, which is wrap SWAGMI. All right. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm just experimenting. How deep can I go into the looping process? This is looping in a sense because what you're really doing is you're saying, all right, well, take this WAGMI token and then wrap it into this SWAGMI, and then take this SWAGMI and then put it into this WSWAGMI. They're all giving you different yields, different emissions, right? So it's really, honestly, in many ways, it looks like a very complicated scam, but this is really part of crypto that we need to understand. How do you go about this stuff? So all I did here was I wrapped it. So now I have some of these WS WAGMI tokens. And then over here, you can do what we talked about earlier, which is you can mint some of these other tokens if you want to, right? If you have DAI, you can do the WAGMI and DAI. I've not experimented with this, so I'll let you guys experiment in this area on your own. But the point is, in terms of this euphoria.money, you saw the process. I first staked it, right? Then I wrapped that token. Okay. Now, the point is that there is going to be a ton of different opportunities with a ton of different platforms in the One Harmony ecosystem. You can do this on SushiSwap if you want to be safe. You can do it on ViperSwap like I did it. You can choose the pools that I chose. You can do the euphoria.money. There's other pools and opportunities elsewhere with different TVLs with higher APYs probably, right? You can see here in the Harmony section on coindix.com. There are different pools that you could put your money in. If you want BTC and ETH on the Sushi protocol, you can get 2.28% APY, right? It basically gathers all the different protocols on the One Harmony network that can give you all the different kinds of returns. So you could see Beefy Finance right here can give you 120% for Frax and ETH. Okay, so you can use this Coindix.com to see where exactly you may want to park your money into. There's also Unite Finance, where you can get some pretty decent returns. There's Farmers Only. I've not, by the way, done my research, nor have I experimented with these. So I'm just letting y'all know. There's also Tranquil Finance. Tranquil is also really cool because they're giving you solid rates just for parking your stable coins, right? So USDC and USDT, you're getting like 11 or 12%, and that's a lot of money. I mean, I think just getting 12% is an insane amount of money. And over here, the borrowing is really interesting on Tranquil Finance because you're actually getting paid to borrow money. Now you see these negative rates right here. Negative rates means that if you're borrowing money, you're paying, this much interest really. But positive interest rates mean that you can actually submit your money here, all right? And then you can borrow money from one of these tokens right here. And this is the amount of money that you'll get paid just to borrow. And then sometimes you can take your WBTC or your BTC, and then you could go park it somewhere else and earn yield there. There's a whole looping process that you can do. I'm not very familiar with it, nor am I going to tell you to try it. Please do your own research. All this stuff is highly risky. You can probably lose all your money if you make a couple of wrong decisions and the price of Bitcoin nukes, right? And you don't have enough collateral to cover, some of the price damage that this has done. So be very, very careful. I've found it relatively safe to just park some money and experiment on these different platforms like I did with ViperSwap that I just showed you earlier. And then finally, we have the 100 Finance, which is also where you can park some UST, which you're getting paid 133% for. It's a pretty significant amount of returns that you're getting, probably because UST as a stable coin is just starting to get off the ground and people are basically trying to incentivize you to loan a lot of that UST so it's locked up. Okay. And then last but not least, right, these were all the yield farming strategies. But under the One Harmony, like I showed y'all earlier, the biggest TVL locked, total value locked, is in DeFi Kingdoms, all right, which is actually a game. And I have just begun experimenting this game. And so all I did was, once again, connect the DeFi Kingdoms to my One Harmony wallet at the initial screen. And then I go to the marketplace right here and I talk to this trader. And all I do is simply exchange my One Harmony tokens for Jewel. Okay. So I just exchange a little bit of One Harmony for Jewel. And I thought that was a pretty good experiment just to, give it a shot. So I'm going to be playing this game a little bit more because I think DeFi Kingdoms has created something new and unique where you actually have to have the Jewel token, which is obviously bought by the One Harmony token, to be able to go about, playing the game using your Jewel tokens through the entire gaming process. So this was really just an introduction to the One Harmony ecosystem from the standpoint of the DeFi Kingdoms game, which I'm sure you guys have heard everybody talking about Jewel on Twitter or Facebook or wherever you are. And of course, these yield farming strategy opportunities, which we have now experimented with. So make sure you do your own research. Please be very careful in these strategies because you can lose a lot of money. I'm parking my money just in certain things, just to experiment. If they go to zero, then so be it. Okay, that's the price you pay for being early to such things. And hopefully, maybe rest of the crowd starts coming in after. I hope you enjoyed this video. All right. I will try to do more videos like this. And hopefully I can dive in deeper into other ecosystems. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers.